Welcome back to Let's Play Shining Force with me, Jerupidus, and we need to get to this bridge because the army of Runefaust has dug up a weapon of the ancients, the laser eye, and we gotta stop them. But I want to make sure before I do that, I go ahead and switch my power ring. Because Gort is getting kind of far ahead of Luke. And I want to make sure that they stay pretty close together. So let's equip that on Luke. That's going to bump his attack up to 30, which is nice. And we're going to go ahead and get right to this fight. This fight is one of my favorites in the entire game. It is so memorable and so cool. So let's check it out. Traitor, you betrayed Lord Cain. And he says, I owe no allegiance to you or him, foul fiend that he is. You are only a mercenary. You do what we pay you to do. Here, I return your gold. I shall no longer follow your orders, Toad. If you are not with us, then you're against us. I will have the pleasure of killing you myself. Vile fiend, aye. And he plummets to his death. Haha, thus fall all who dare oppose the will of Dark Soul. And so that right there is the laser eye. Take a look. And what the laser eye is basically an environmental hazard. And so what that's going to mean... And I'll show this once I get a turn again. So many Pegasus Knights, I hate it. Alright, so check this out. This is the bridge that we saw on the map that we need to cross here. And here's the laser eye. Now, it has a field of vision that encompasses this entire bridge, like all the way to the end. But these squares down here are going to be safe squares. So while it's doing its countdown, we need to find a way to navigate here. Obviously, a number of these squares are covered by these archers. But the laser eye does not care about friendly fire and will shoot its own army, which I think is kind of cool. It almost shows like they don't really know how to control it. They don't really know how to use it. It's a weapon of the ancients. Nobody knows how to use it. They just know it's powerful. But I wish that they did a little bit more with the idea of environmental hazards for these battles. I think it's a really cool idea, and the way it plays out is really fun. Now, how we're going to try to play this is... We don't want the laser eye to actually kill everything dead. Despite the fact that it would make things very easy on us, we won't get the experience if it actually manages to kill them. So we would like the laser eye to get a turn, and then for us to swoop in there and kill the things with one-shots after it's done some damage. That's the general idea here. So typically what I will do is bunch everybody up. Eight, 7. So we have a number of turn cycles before it's going to go off. And if you haven't played this fight before, it might not be clear to you that it's not actually going to fire when it reaches, 1-0. It will fire on the following turn. And it will actually say fire, and it doesn't really have a mouth, so I don't really know what's going on with that. I'm probably not going to go on the initial assault, because it's very dangerous. And I'm a little worried about pulling that first lizard man, so... Yeah, okay. It's going to take a swing at Gort, that's fine. Gort is an absolute tank at this point, so there are no problems there. Nice. May's got a hero turn. 3 more hit points is fine. She already has a pretty good amount of defense, so... So our first wave that we want to put in those hiding spots, we want some ranged attackers. We need to be able to hit those Dark Elves and then have Eamon and Balboroy swoop in and clean them up. And that can get a little tricky. So we'll kind of see how that ends up playing out. Okay, we've managed to pull 1 Pegasus Knight, and I'm totally fine with that. So we're going to kind of sneak around here. I think that's going to pull the Knights from up top. And if that happens, we'll just back off. So I definitely need May, Ken, and let's say Henri, because I need Henri to get some kills, but putting her in danger is scary. But at least May and Ken. Yeah, I think this is fine. And we'll see which way that Pegasus Knight wants to go. He may go after the birds. He may not. Yeah, I'm actually going to back Luke off 1 so that my ranged guys can both hit this thing. I think that makes sense to do. Not a particularly big decision either way. Nobody in range I can cast heal on, so we'll just wait. Okay, it's good that that Silver Knight's getting in the way, too. He can take a shot as well. Oh, God. Oh, no. Okay. The problem is that it can chase me down. But that I was not expecting. Let's run away. I didn't think he'd be able to reach me in 2 turns. This could get bad. I think I'm going to send Xylo down for support and see if I can't get it to chase me over here. It will probably just back... It will probably just back off, so I think we could just wait. I was convinced that my bird was going to get one-shotted there. Run for your lives! Right, he's going to take a swing at Xylo, and Xylo is going to be just fine. Now, I do realize that this opening segment of this fight has been pretty slow and pretty uneventful, but I don't think that you want to immediately make a push to try to get to the safe tiles. So there, 2-1 fire, but it's not going to fire. I think you're much better off waiting for a full cycle. Oh, the Silver Knight was smart. He backed off. Yep, and it's chasing me. That is 10 damage on Eamon. But I kind of need Xylo to hit this thing, so I think we're just gonna... No, you know what? Let's send Xylo down for support. We have enough close range guys up there that will be fine. I should maybe have done that last turn, but... And now this Pegasus Knight is in big, big trouble, but let's keep running. I am glad I have a bunch of healing items on them, that is for sure. Because this went real sideways on me. Alright, now we can finally start hitting. Alright. Another 4 HP. 31 is a lot. Alright, 4 more HP for Gort. I like that. And, I mean, if I'm lucky, that Pegasus Knight will chase me over here. Do I really want this kill with May? I guess so. I do want to make sure this thing is dead before the laser eye fires, so that we have the maximum number of turns to make it to the save tiles. Maybe I can lure this thing over here with myself. I'm not gonna go with the first wave. Let's make sure Luke's healed up. Why not? Oh, I keep thinking it's going to be the Laser Eye's turn. Is this it? This has to be. Here we go. We're finally going to get to see this thing shoot. And it is admittedly pretty sweet. And now that's really going to soften up all these enemies on the bridge. And now we're going to go for it. And the AI does end up making this a pretty fraught push, I would say. Ah, he did chase. That's excellent. Dark Priest heals up. Whatever. Yeah, we can take 5 people with us. And I want to take Luke and Gort because they hit really hard. So that's what we're going to do. And meanwhile, me and the birds and Xylo are going to deal with this guy. And I do need to do that fairly quickly, because I want my birds to be able to get to these archers after I've put a hit on each one of each of them. The 2 leftmost, I'd say. Let's see. Who am I bringing? That's 4, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. It still feels too dangerous to bring a spellcaster, but it is Tao's turn. Let's just do it. Ooh, that whiff does not help. Yeah, and they're only going to be dealing this guy 1, so this... I'm not super happy with what's going on here. I really don't want him to occupy this square. That would not help me at all. You know what? It's going to be fine. Yes! Way to go, Ken. That helps a ton. Okay, and he's gonna go after me. I can probably take this damage better than the birds. Wow. Okay. I wonder if I shouldn't just use a healing item on me. I kind of think I should. And not mess around. But if that crit had landed on one of the birds, they certainly would have died. Yeah, May's got time to line up here, so let's just hit the priest. But you can see, along with the laser eye and the way that the enemies line up in this fight can go pretty sideways pretty quickly. Oh, and I just keep missing this one. This is an actual nightmare. Yep, let's just knock this guy down. 27, I like it. I do like a good bit of overkill. And I think this fight, I mean, I've explained the strategy here. So this push is gonna kind of happen in slow motion a bit. There are a lot of units on the battlefield. So, I kind of feel like this will be a good fight to talk about this development studio a little bit. So the name of the studio that made this was eventually named Camelot Studios. And they released a lot of Shining Force games. Interestingly, not all of the Shining Force games are srpgs. The first one, I believe, was a first-person dungeon crawler, in the vein of a lot of games like it at the time. And then they came out with this one, which was a wildly different game, so the Shining Force universe encompasses a number of different genres. Xylo's level 11, I love that. But they started off as just a small studio called Sega CD4. And I believe this was before Sega CD was even a thing. They just chose to call themselves that for some reason. So the question is, do I want to just hit one of these? I think so. He might even kill it. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Yep, let's take this guy out. And it's a little hard to tell the story of this development studio without telling the story of Sega and Sega versus Nintendo, but that is like a whole thing, and I am going to get into that, because there's no way that I can play a Sega Genesis game and not think about what happened with the console wars, and how badly Sega messed it up is really what I'm getting at. But they started off as Sega CD4, just a small development studio, not a ton of staff. And then when Sega was making the big marketing push to have Sonic the Hedgehog be their mascot to compete with Nintendo, you know, Nintendo, of course, had Super Mario as the big mascot, the big recognizable name and character. So everybody at Sega was all aboard the Sonic train. Now, this studio never made any Sonic games, but I do think that's pretty much why they chose that name, was just to be on the name recognition train. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I am in a little bit of danger. Like, we need this Pegasus Knight to die. And 1 damage is not gonna do it. Because I am a crit or a double attack away from death, and I really don't want to lose this fight to something like that. That would just be terrible. Right, May takes 9. I don't love that. Alright, it is my turn. Now, I could run away, or I could take a swing, and we're just going to play it aggressively. We're going to take the swing. I need this to land badly. Yes! And it was exactly 3. Ooh. Okay. Okay, I feel so much better right now. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so they were then Sonic software planning. How close are we to this laser eye firing, by the way? Okay. I'm like in the middle of the story and I have no idea what the laser eye count is. Which is, you know, not ideal. And then they were renamed to Camelot. So some of the special hidden items we're gonna find in the game are inside jokes at Camelot, but they were such a small development studio, they didn't really make that many games. They made the Shining Force series, and then eventually, I alluded to the fact that Sega just really screwed everything up badly. And I don't want to get too deeply into that, but the reason that May has gotta move. The reason that Camelot eventually left Sega for Nintendo was because of a bunch of weird promises that they really couldn't keep with regard to the Sega Genesis and the Sega Saturn. They made a lot of really dumb mistakes, just absolute unforced errors with that. Alright. So, oh, this is so dicey, but I think my birds can get there. So we're just gonna drop a Blaze 2, because I kinda need this to be timely. I need a spot to be safe to get Gort out of there, and I can't have Gort occupy the square across from this one, because it'll just shoot at him and he'll have no ability to shoot back. Okay, that's only 9, so I need my birds to get a turn before this guy does. And I don't know if that will happen or not. But it is definitely nerve-wracking, because I do believe Tau will die. That looks like a bird turn. Yes! Yeah, I think I'm gonna go here. Come on, Balbs, you can do it. Okay, that's a huge weight off my mind. Now we're in great shape. Now I'm going to move Ken because I want Gort to be able to get out of the way. And now I believe... Yep, so you can see the stay button has turned into the search button. And the reason for that is because there's a secret item here. Let's check it out. That is the Kitui Huku, which is... You could translate it as daring dress, you could translate it as tight dress, but it's a really cool alternate costume for Henri. I'm just gonna have him use a medical herb on himself, I think, just in case he gets pinched between this archer and this lizard. I do want to make sure he's at full health. But the other option is I could kill this lizard. I don't want the laser eye to just kill the lizard. And I've got another turn or two before the laser eye fires, so let's do that. Let's do exactly that. So these first two secret items we've found, to me, are what amount to what you could describe as the intended secret items, the intended hidden items. The other ones have no known use and are inside jokes to the studio. And for a bigger, more successful studio, you may have been able to figure out what was going on with those. Maybe there would be interviews with developers, things like that. But for Camelot, after this series and after they left Sega for Nintendo, they didn't end up doing very much. Now, this is kind of a risk, but I have no real other way of hitting this guy. And he may just stay there. If he moves a square and takes a shot at Eamon, that may spell the end of Eamon, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. Yeah, just 6, so it may get a shot off. We'll see. Yeah, alright. Ooh, there we go. Way to go, Balbs. Love it. Defense up by 3, that's huge. He needs that badly. And now we are safely tucked in our little hidey hole, so we can wait for the laser eye to fire, and then we'll make our push. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and throw this on myself. I have nothing better to do. So really, with the rest of the hidden items, you kind of don't really get it. They're just kind of weird. I mean, I think they're pretty cool. Oh, geez, it critted its own unit. Well, I won't be getting any XP from that. Thanks, Laser Eye. All right, time to go. Now, I don't think the Laser Eye is going to live for another turn. So I'm pretty sure we can just push everybody. But my other theory about the remaining hidden items is that they just kind of ran out of development time. This feels like a game that definitely ran out of money with regard to the battle screen animations, despite the fact that I actually love them and think they look cool. That to me is probably symptomatic of the fact that they didn't have the budget to accomplish what their vision was. So some compromises had to be made. And that is in no way a mark against this game. If you know enough about basically any game you like, something like that is probably true about it. This is a little dicey, but I'm gonna go here. But either way, it makes me sad that those jokes and whatever camaraderie and kind of fun they were having for this game studio are just kind of lost to the sands of time. as I said, Masahiko Yoshimura, I couldn't find an interview with him or really anything else about him. That's the composer, if you forgot already. And then the only other games they really did after leaving Sega were like a couple Mario games, like Mario Tennis and Mario Golf, something like that. Which also kind of bums me out. Like, I think what they were doing was very cool and unique. Gord is in a little trouble. But he can probably one-shot this healer. Why don't we just do that? Dark Priest evades? What is the meaning of this? But you just can't really find much on the people involved with this anymore. And to be fair, Shining Force was, you could say, middlingly successful. It sold something like 300,000 copies versus a game like Final Fantasy would do better than 500K. So while it was by no means a flop, it wasn't a smash hit, it wasn't a blockbuster game series by any stretch of the imagination. I'm getting a little nervous about the laser eye. I think we should be putting more pressure on it, so let's keep hitting it. That'll work. Ken is like literally one of my strongest party members. Oh no. This did not work out how I wanted it. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have killed the lizard man when I had the chance. I hate losing mages. I just feel bad. They've just got to be like, you knew I was squishy. Why did you leave me there? Okay. Well, this fight is about to get wrapped up. We actually win it when we kill the Silver Knight. And not the laser eye, weirdly. But I will take 48 experience for Xylo all day. All right, Gort, can you one-shot him this time? Could you please? Come on, dude. Gort is not following orders today. And I can't say I'm loving that. There we go. Look at Ken just showing my warriors how it's done. All right, well, then I'm very interested in Henri getting the kill on this thing. We lost her last fight. She hasn't really taken any actions this fight. So I think what I'm going to do is get a tank up there who can take the hits from the Silver Knight, and then just have Henri drop a couple blazes on it. I suppose at some point, who's got it? Yeah, there's my Katui Huku. Look at that cool dress. At some point I can have somebody, I can have Eamon run over and give it to her. Yeah, we don't need to even use healing items. We're not going to gain any XP from it. If my healers catch up, I'll try and cast heal. But we do kind of need to make up for that last battle for Henri. I wouldn't necessarily always do this, but having had her miss the last entire fight and basically 99% of this one is not good. Now, hopefully, the Silver Knight is going to statue and we can just range it out. There we go. Oh, and it changed. I'm actually really surprised by that. I didn't know that was going to happen. So this is what her dress looks like. She's got a cool green dress, some red heels. Killing it. Okay, cool. This will only take 2 turns then. And she'll gain a cool 72 total XP. Oh, I did mention I wanted to cast heal, so why don't we do that? Yep, he's gonna stay there and just get killed by a Blaze 2. Let's go. Alright, perfect. I did want to level up pretty badly, so... You may have beaten us here, but General Elliot will stop you in Powell. And... Whew, I thought I was a goner, but I caught a branch and just hung on. A great battle. I don't know who you are, but I want to tag along. And Pelle joins the Shining Force. A good job getting that laser eye. Hurry on to Pow, evil is afoot. With the laser eye gone, the Shining Force heads towards the moving town of Pau. Knowing that Runefaust is gathering its forces, our heroes hurried onward. And that is the end of the chapter. And I'm going to have the next episode be the beginning of the next chapter, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.